This is a mistake.
Hello viewers, wherever you are. Back again with the movie Storyline 90 channel. Again, I will summarize the story about Louis Vanderdy's Cursed Antiques, from the legendary mystery series Friday the 13th. The cursed antique that we will discuss this time is, an electric chair, the death penalty. This episode tells about a convict who survived the death penalty. He then took revenge on the people who plunged him, by using the demonic power that was in an electric chair. This electric chair can provide an electric power to its owner. But to get that power, this electric chair must first take a human victim. What's the story like? Let's go straight to the storyline. The story begins in 1978. In a prison called Evanclaw, where there is an innocent death row inmate named Ellie Pittman. Ellie was accused of murdering his lover, and is now going to be executed before law enforcement. Exactly at 12 o'clock the execution was carried out. The electricity is turned on, Ellie looks convulsive and in pain. In the end it didn't move at all. The doctor then checked and stated that Ellie is still not dead. Execution 2 carried out. The electricity is turned on again. Ellie looks convulsive and in pain. This time Ellie looked weak. The doctor again checked the condition of Ellie. After being examined using a stethoscope, the doctor nodded, indicating that Ellie's heart was not beating, and was declared dead. When Ellie's body was taken to the stroller, something strange happened. Ellie's hand suddenly moved, grabbed the prison guard, and startled him. Ellie is still alive. The judge present at the execution, whose name was Joseph Avery, wanted to execute him again. However, this desire was denied by the prison head named Hobbs, because Ellie had been sentenced to death, and was announced as dead. And this is where this story begins. The story continues in the present, where Jack, Mickey and Ryan are checking antique sales notes at the Curious Goods store. They saw a receipt for the sale of an electric chair, where the delivery address was unclear. The goods were sent to a man named Dr. Christian Lindheim. Meanwhile, Ellie, who survived the electric chair, is now continuing his life as a dentist in a special facility for street children, and changing his name to Dr. Christian Lindheim. Ellie apparently ordered the electric chair that was used to execute him first, to Louis Vanderdy. And of course, the electric chair already has a very dangerous demonic power. One day, the head of the facility where Ellie worked, told Ellie that the school would be closed in 2 weeks, due to funding problems by the local government. This made Ellie remember the injustice to him again. Ellie remembers when he was about to be executed, and still holds a grudge against the people who trapped him. One day, Ellie was examining a female patient in a patient chair. It turned out that the patient's chair was the electric chair that was used to execute him first. Ellie then killed the woman using an electric chair, until the woman's body was charred without a trace. Ellie then sat on the chair, absorbs energy, and gains the power of electricity on him. Ellie's revenge plan begins. First, Ellie went to prosecutor Daniel Kendricks, the first to demand that he be sentenced to death. Prosecutor Daniel Kendricks was shocked to learn of Ellie's presence. Prosecutor Daniel Kendricks felt uncomfortable, because the Ellie case was a shameful case for law enforcers. He then tried to expel Ellie. When prosecutor Daniel Kendricks opened the door and let Ellie go, Ellie then grabbed the doorknob and attacked him with electric power. Until prosecutor Daniel Kendricks died. Ellie then plots the next assassination. The target of Ellie this time is Judge Joseph Avery. To kill Judge Joseph Avery, like a battery, the Ellie must charge its electrical power. As before, Ellie requires one more victim. The victim this time was a street woman named Melissa. As usual, Ellie seemed to be checking Melissa's teeth. Then kill him using the electric chair. And gain electric power again in his body. Elsewhere, Jack, Mickey and Ryan open the Ellie case file. They realize that Dr. Christian Lindheim is Ellie. Simultaneously, they get news that prosecutor Daniel Kendricks was killed at his house. They then concluded that Ellie was plotting revenge against the people who had trapped him. They suspect that the next victim will be Judge Joseph Avery. To confirm their suspicions, Ryan and Mickey went to Judge Joseph Avery's house. And sure enough, Ellie went to Judge Joseph Avery's house. Judge Joseph Avery did not realize that the person in front of him was Ellie. Ellie then reminded by asking Judge Joseph Avery, "What will happen if the law enforcers make a mistake in judging an innocent person?" Judge Joseph Avery just realized that the person in front of him was Ellie Pittman. Ellie then put his hand on a support, which was also held by Judge Joseph Avery. Ellie then conducts electricity to kill Judge Joseph Avery. Ryan and Mickey just happened to see the event. Realizing this, Ellie chases Ryan and Mickey and plans to kill them with his electric power. Ryan and Mickey are trapped in the car. Meanwhile, Ellie is ready to use his electric power to kill them. Knowing Ellie will use his electric power, Ryan tells Mickey to lock all the car doors. And sure enough, Ellie then held Ryan's car and applied its electric power to the car. But Ellie's electric power couldn't electrocute Ryan and Mickey, because they sit on chairs made of rubber. In fact, Ellie became exhausted and then ran away, leaving Ryan and Mickey. Jack, Mickey and Ryan get together again to talk about what they're up against. They see an old photo that contains several people. The photo was taken before the Ellie execution was carried out. In the photo, there are people who were present at the Ellie execution. Among them are prosecutor Daniel Kendricks and Judge Joseph Avery. The previous one had been killed by the Ellie. And several people they didn't recognize. They suspect the next victim is the person in the photo. They then divided the tasks. Jack and Mickey looked for the electric chair that was used by Ellie. Meanwhile, Ryan is looking for information about the person in the photo, who may be the next victim of Ellie's revenge, to the head of the Hobbs prison where Ellie was executed. Ryan gets an answer from the head of the Hobbs prison about the mysterious person in the photo. That person turned out to be Patrick Stridle, a jury during the Ellie trial. But the person had already died of cancer. The prison head Hobbs then invited Ryan to have dinner at his house at 06 p.m. local time. If still curious about the story about Ellie Pittman, Jack and Mickey meet Dr. Downing, who is the head of the Ellie Works facility. Ellie feels the presence of Jack and Mickey as a threat. He plans to make Dr. Downing as a victim to charge his electricity. At the time Dr. Downing chat with Jack and Mickey, Ellie called Dr. Downing to come to his office. Arriving at the Ellie room, Dr. Downing was injected with anesthetic until his body went limp. Ellie then took him to the electric chair. And this time Ellie tortured Dr. Down first. Ellie then using the electric chair again to kill Dr. Downing. And to get the power of electricity again. Jack and Mickey found the electric chair. They realized that the chair had just been used. They then chased after Ellie and tried to calm him down. In a pinch, Jack and Mickey think that Ellie will use his electric power to kill them. But surprisingly, Ellie relented and left them. Jack and Mickey brought the electric chair back to the curious goods store to be safe in the antique special warehouse. As they chatted, they wondered why Ellie didn't use his electric power on them and chose to keep the power. Ryan then came and told that the people in the photo had all died. Mickey has an opinion that maybe not only the person in the photo who is the target of Ellie's revenge. Who is it, then? It turns out that the person Ellie is targeting is someone who is not in the photo. He is the executor, the head of the prison, namely Hobbs. Ryan remembered that the Hobbs warden had invited him to dinner at 6 p.m. and with 30 minutes remaining, they then rushed to the Hobbs house. And sure enough, it turned out that Ellie was indeed targeting the head prison Hobbs. Hobbs's wife thought that Ellie was Ryan, who had an appointment with Hobbs, and unsuspectingly invited Ellie to meet Hobbs in the upstairs room. Hobbs was surprised to see Ellie. Hobbs tried to explain to Ellie about the mistakes of law enforcement at that time. Ellie is truly innocent. Several years after Ellie was executed, there was a murderer who confessed his crime. But still, Ellie was already mad and still wanted to kill the people who had plunged him. Jack, Mickey and Ryan came just in time. Jack instructs Ryan to take the starter cable from the car and connect one end to the plumbing to limit the flow of electricity to the Ellie. Hobbs hide behind the door, while Ellie is ready to use his electric power to kill Hobbs. When Jack is close to Ellie, come Ryan with starter cable, and then give one end to Jack and connect the other end to plumbing. When Ellie starts to attack, Jack quickly dodges and connects cable to Ellie's hand.
You're a dead man!
So that electricity flows, and a short circuit occurs which actually burns Ellie's body to death. The head prison Hobbs is safe, and the story is end.